Choosing the right coach for you will make the difference between frustration and inspiration. At its best, coaching can be the key to unlocking huge potential that you always sensed was there, but somehow never quite realized. Getting the choice wrong can leave you stagnant with your dreams and aspirations written off by you as mere fantasy. In this video, I'll be examining 4 critical questions that you'll need to ask any prospective coach in order to ensure you get the right one for you. If you want to see more Leadership Inside Out videos like this, click on the subscribe button below. The first question to ask is, why are you a coach? With this question, we're looking for purpose, meaning, and passion. You want to be certain that the coach in front of you loves the business of coaching, that they get meaning from it, and that it resonates with their sense of purpose. Of course, you'd expect all coaches to be inspired by what they do, but the question is, where is that inspiration coming from? Is it from a delight in connecting with others, from sharing new perspectives, reaching new depths of understanding and wonder at the epiphanies available to both client and coach? Or is it to earn a living, work from home, tell other people what they didn't know before, or some such more humdrum reason? Some coaches are drawn to coaching because it allows them to focus on other people's problems as a distraction from their own. They want to fix others rather than have to fix themselves, even when true coaching has nothing to do with fixing anything. These coaches will often portray themselves through a sharp focus on what they judge to be wrong with you rather than your innate value and potential. When you see people as broken and needing to be repaired, you lose sight of the infinitely greater aspect of wholeness and power that is the truth of who we are. You'll know from your own experience how uplifting and inspiring it is to be seen by others as worthy and valued. Good coaches have this perspective built in. Avoid those who don't. The second question to ask is, how many clients do you have right now? It's self-evident that you don't want a coach without clients or a coach with too many. Good coaches will be in demand, but being smart, they will be in control of that demand, ensuring the best balance between work and rest. The kind of coach that you'll want to engage if you are a senior leader will have a handful of clients active at any one time and may well have a waiting list. If a coach is working 30 plus hours a week with clients, it is unlikely that they will be giving their best to each. Try and get a sense of how much they need to be coaching from their fees. If their fees are low, the need will be high. If they charge high fees, their need to coach will be lower, and they are more likely to be coaching because of the purpose, passion, and meaning that I mentioned earlier. Which brings us nicely on to the issue of time. Be wary of coaches who charge an hourly rate. The last thing you need is a clock watcher. You need a coach who will close the session when it feels right. I've done this after 20 minutes and after 2 hours. Obviously, some clients have time limits which need to be respected, but insights can't be timetabled. Your coach needs to have evolved beyond the approach that lawyers take, billing clients in 6-minute increments. Opt for a coach that sells packages or programs. I go one step further and provide extra support when needed throughout the programs that I deliver at no extra charge. I also build in full flexibility to deal with sick leave, holidays, and contingencies. Coaches that request upfront payments are demonstrating the sort of self-confidence and the ability to set boundaries that will benefit you, not just them. I learnt very early on that clients who are not willing to commit to a program financially at the outset are unlikely to commit to it in any other way. Money-back guarantees can be a double-edged sword. They may give you some comfort, but can also compromise your commitment. Good coaches know that they will deliver value and may not offer any guarantee at all. I don't, simply because I've never been asked for a refund. The third question to ask is, are you certified? Now, this is a bit of a trick question. You might well be thinking that you should not engage them unless they are certified by one of the professional coaching bodies. Not so. There are plenty of good coaches that have no certification, and there are plenty of coaches you need to avoid who are fully certified. So why ask the question? Because if they are certified, you'll need to assess how wedded the coach is to their training. What you're looking for is someone who is not overly dependent on methodologies, dogmas, and systems. A free thinker who relies on their own innate curiosity and discernment, not someone else's algorithmic approach. If your coach is not certified, you'll be looking for someone who is confident, proud even, to have followed their own path and be an independent thinker, someone who has chosen not to adhere to the received wisdom, which, in my view, can be not only wrong, but regressive. In short, certification is not relevant, but the coach's attitude towards it absolutely is. Which begs the question, what evidence of success should you ask from a coach? The answer is testimonials. Good coaches will have solid recommendations from previous clients vouching for their competence and impact. They should also be more than willing to put you in touch with past clients so that you can speak to them directly. Of course, they are only going to offer those who will give positive feedback, but you will get a flavour of their style which may be very helpful. If the feedback is less than glowing, take note. And if your request to talk to an ex-client is declined, that tells you all you need to know. Question number 4 is, what system do you use? Another trick question which will shed light on the coach's modus operandi. The question suggests that you are looking for a system to follow when, in fact, you're looking for a coach that has moved beyond any kind of systematic approach. So you're inviting the coach to describe their wonderful system if they have one, but what you actually want to hear is a strong declaration that the coach is not tied to any particular procedural approach at all. If the answer is anything other than an unequivocal rejection of formal coaching processes, you'll know where you stand. A good example of this is the coaching contract. Coaching contracts often go beyond defining terms and conditions and logistics, all perfectly reasonable, to tie down expectations and goals. This immediately tells you that the coach knows where the two of you will be going before you set off together on the journey. The problem with this approach is that it is teaching or training, not coaching. Coaching at its best does not involve knowing the destination. The coach's job is to offer the client the next step. It is only in the cloud of unknowing and uncertainty that new perspectives and insights may be found. Finally, a word on so-called chemistry sessions, which are viewed as best practice and strongly advocated by many coaching bodies. I have a different take on them, which is by all means meet to answer questions, but the responsibility of generating rapport and trust between the two parties is right down to the coach. They are the professional here, and they should be able to create a harmonious and productive relationship with anyone. The only valid reasons for a coach to decline working with a client is if the client does not want to be coached or they present as needing clinical intervention. So there we have 4 questions for choosing an executive coach. My next video will feature 4 more questions, so make sure you hit the subscribe button below and the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. That's all for now. See you in the next video.